On Global TV News Express, federal government says employers paying below 70,000 naira risk jail term. In business, federal government to explore Nigeria's deep seabed for solid mineral mining. On the foreign scene, Mohammed Al-Fayed accused of multiple rapes by staff. And in sports, Aino set for Nottingham Forest contract extension. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television. We're coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. Reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. The federal government has warned private sector employers paying below the new 70,000 naira minimum wage to desist from the act. Alhaji Ismaila Abubakar, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment, gave the warning while speaking at the 13th Annual General Meeting of the Employers Association for Private Employment Agencies of Nigeria. Abubakar, represented by John Yamali, Director of Employment and Wages of the Ministry, said minimum wage is now a law. Some residents of Mpape, a suburban community in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, have insisted that they would rather flee the community for safer places than live in fear of a disaster, owing to the recurrent earth tremors experienced in the area in the last few days. This development comes after the Nigeria Geological Survey Agency released a statement assuring the residents that the tremors recorded were low and posed no threat to the community. The Director General, Professor Olusegun Ige, has said approximately 48 separate earthquakes were recorded, with both intensity and frequency increasing between Friday, September 13th and Monday, September 16th. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has commenced distribution of sensitive materials to the 18 local government areas in Edo State. The distribution is being done on the premises of the Central Bank of Nigeria in Benin, with hired vehicles that will convey the materials to various location stations beside the bank. In the meantime, the Police Service Commission officials' monitoring team has arrived in Edo State ahead of the September 21st governorship poll in the state. In a press statement by the service's head of press and public relations, Ikechukwu Ani, the personnel will monitor the conduct of police officers during Saturday's governorship elections in the state. Ani said the team will be led by a retired Deputy Inspector General, DIG Taiwo Lakanu, and will include other high-ranking staff. The Director General of the All Progressives Campaign, APC Campaign Train, Senator Matthew Uhogidie, has assured communities in and around Oredo local government of the state of swift changes in fortunes of the state if they vote in the party's candidate, Senator Monday Okpebolo, as governor of the state in the Saturday's governorship election. He gave these assurances during his last lap of campaign visit to these communities, where he was described as a promise keeper on account of his attendance as a senator who represented them in the National Assembly. Anthony Momodu reports.
The communities, people and electorate in Oredo local government area trooped out in their numbers to welcome the man they called the Promise Keeper, Senator Matthew Oreide, as he canvassed for their votes for the upcoming Guba polls. Meanwhile, the Oredo local government area APC woman leader, Lady Pat Osawaro Oredo Ward 2, expressed confidence in the support for the APC winning the polls.
From Ogba Bridge down to Yokoba, he did about 10 bridges for us during his tenure. So whatever he's telling us now, we believe in. He's going to carry the good job out.
Okpebolo is going to win the whole of Yokoba. There's no two ways about it. Because what the Yokoba people are saying is that they are close to government, but yet they are not benefiting anything from the government.
You can see how Igwikpe, how they responded to him. Even here, you can even see same response to him. So there is no doubt PDP has no place in these communities.
Senator Orede assured them of the incoming government's action plans to revitalize the education and health sectors and the deliberate repairs of their roads and water needs. Responding to the request, the community leaders, their subjects and party ward officials assured him of their total votes at the polls.
We need changes for governor. You understand? We need, because road not good. Many things they happen. You understand? So now changes now we need.
Support for Senator Monday Okpebholo, support for the APC. All right? Monday Okpebholo and Dennis Idahosa, our governorship ticket is a strong one. And this is my ward. So I just decided to visit the rural communities in my ward.
The provisions of basic amenities for citizenry is one of the constitutional obligations of any sincere government. It is hoped the government across all levels will live up to their constitutional responsibilities. Anthony Momodu reporting from Oredo local government area of Edo State for Global Television News.
Chairman of Imo State Independent Electoral Commission, Charles Ejiogu, has expressed his commission's readiness to conduct Saturday's 21st local government election in the state. Amarachi Ibe completes the report.
However, residents of the state have mixed feelings over the planned Saturday local government election.
Today we have commenced a very critical component of this process, and that is validation of candidates.
The people of the state are rejoicing that after more than 6 years of not conducting local government elections in Nigeria,
ISEC has verified the candidates out of the 17 political parties that are contesting. So the election is now ready and the atmosphere is charged.
To me, there is no much awareness concerning this local government election, so far as I'm concerned. If we go down to rural area, most people don't know that there will be election.
APC will going to clean the whole local government. When APC cleans the whole state, the 27 local government of House of Assembly, that same thing will repeat itself.
Finally, power will gradually return to the people in few days to come. Amarachi Ibe, Global TV News.
Still on election matters, Chairman of the Benue State Independent Electoral Commission, Telumun Tombowa, says 8 political parties are expected to participate in the upcoming local government election. He listed the political parties participating in the election, which include the All Progressives Congress, the People's Democratic Party, and the All Progressives Grand Alliance, the Labour Party, the Action Alliance Congress, the Social Democratic Party, the New Nigeria People's Party, and the Zenith Labour Party. The United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, has solicited the support of the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Akinloye Olakunleyin, for the protection of rights of children in the country. The UNICEF's team leader, Mohammed Okorie, made the appeal during a visit to the monarch in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, where he stated that it has become necessary to solicit the support of the Olubadan to sensitize, mobilize, and enlighten parents and guardians to ensure that the rights of children are protected. Elder statesman Mohammed Jibo of Tudunwada, Zaria, has passed away at the age of 92 following a prolonged illness at his residence. Jibo was a distinguished public servant with a notable career, having served in the Nigerian Railway Corporation, where he excelled and reached the pinnacle of his career. He held various positions in the Northern Government of Nigeria, contributed to Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria, and served as the Federal Commissioner of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has directed the redeployment of the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, Tunji Disu, to FCT Command. The shake-up also affects the Delta State Police Command, with CP Abaniwanda Olufemi being reassigned to the Rivers State Command. In his place, CP Peter Okpara, who was recently posted to the FCT Command, has been appointed as the new Commissioner of Police for Delta State. Force spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi says redeployment is to ensure effective policing in the affected states. Governor of Kano State, Abba Yusuf, has dissolved the caretaker chairman of all 44 local government areas with immediate effect. This was disclosed in a statement released by the governor's spokesperson, Sanusi Bature. The dissolution comes a week after the State House of Assembly approved a 2-month extension to their tenure, which was initially set to expire on September 8. The extension, according to lawmakers, was intended to ensure continuity in local governance. Niger State government has disclosed that it would spend over 50% of its 2025 budget on education and health. Governor Mohamed Bago gave the assurance during the symbolic distribution of kitchen utensils to boarding schools and classroom furniture at the educational resource centers in Minna, the state's capital. Bago further disclosed that 1.8 billion naira has been earmarked as a matching grant to the Universal Basic Education Commission, noting that his administration is committed to the timely payment of counterpart funds to support educational projects in the state. Lagos State government has raised the alarm over an imminent building collapse at the Mopol 20 barracks, Onigbongbo, in the Ikeja area of the state. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency is set to begin an emergency evacuation and demolition of the old Block 3 part of the barracks. A statement issued by the Permanent Secretary of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Damilola Oki, says its response team had assessed some parts of the structure and found them in an insecure condition. The National Examinations Council has released the results of the June and July 2024 Senior School Certificate Examination, with 60.55% of candidates securing 5 credits and above in English language and mathematics. The Registrar of NECO, Professor Dantani Ibrahim Wushishi, made this known while briefing journalists at the NECO headquarters in Minna, Niger State. You're watching the News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, NAFDAC destroys 43 billion naira worth of fake products in oil. Details of this and more after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the News Express. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control destroyed substandard products, including falsified drugs, medical devices, and other wholesome regulated products worth 43 billion naira in Ibadan, Oyo State capital. The exercise took place at a dump site in Moniya Akinyele local government area of the state. In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reduced the cybersecurity levy on electronic transactions from 0.5% to 0.005% in its new fiscal guidelines for 2024 to 2025. This reduction follows the controversial introduction of the levy earlier in the year, which was met with opposition from both the Nigerian Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, and bank customers. Federal government says it plans to explore deep seabed exploration and mining to tap into the vast resources of the blue economy and boost the country's economic growth. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, during a stakeholders sensitization workshop on deep seabed activities, highlighted seabed minerals as resources located on or beneath the ocean floor, emphasizing government's commitment to diversifying the economy by leveraging the growing global interest in marine resources. President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, has attributed the current uproar between the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited and the Dangote Petroleum Refinery to allege government policy somersault and fraudulent moves by some forces. Ajaero, who said this at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, further described what has been going on between Dangote Refinery and the NNPCL as uncalled for, stating that in a deregulated economy, there should be choices and competition. He queried the basis for regulating what Dangote is to sell, insisting that deciding for the private sector on how or what should be sold is an act of fraud. Secretary General of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, Haytham Al-Ghais, has revealed that taxes imposed by major oil-consuming countries, not oil prices, are the primary driver of fuel costs. He explained that the prices paid by consumers at the pump were determined by various factors, including the price of crude oil, refining, transportation, and marketing costs, oil company margins, and taxes. According to Al-Ghais, revenues generated from oil sales are often reinvested by oil-producing countries into the oil sector. On the foreign scene, a second deadly wave of unprecedented explosions in the strongholds of Lebanon's Hezbollah left it in disarray hours before a major speech by its beleaguered leader Hassan Nasrallah. The latest batch of device explosions killed 20 people and wounded more than 450 others, stoking fears of a full-blown war with Israel. The blast came a day after the simultaneous detonation of pages used by Hezbollah killed 12 people, including 2 children, and wounded up to 2,800 others across Lebanon in an unprecedented attack, blamed on Israel. 5 women say they were raped by former Harrods boss, Mohammed Al-Fayed, when they worked at the luxury London department store. Testimonies were heard from more than 20 female ex-employees who say the billionaire, who died last year aged 94, sexually assaulted them, including rape. The documentary and podcast Al-Fayed, Predator at Harrods, gathered evidence that during Fayed's ownership, Harrods not only failed to intervene but helped cover up abuse allegations. Reports says that Ahmed Al-Ghoul, brother of slain journalist Ismail Al-Ghoul, has been killed in an Israel airstrike in southern Gaza. Ismail Al-Ghoul, who also reported for Al Jazeera Arabic, was killed along with his cameraman, Rami Arifi, while traveling by car on July 31st in the Shati refugee camp. The UN General Assembly has adopted a Palestinian-drafted non-binding resolution demanding Israel and its unlawful presence in the occupied Palestinian territory within 12 months. There were 124 votes in favor and 14 against, including Israel, along with 43 abstentions. As a non-member observer state, Palestine could not vote. The resolution is based on a July advisory opinion from the UN's highest court that said Israel was occupying the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and the Gaza Strip against international law. An Israeli citizen arrested on suspicion of being involved in a plot by Iran. Other top officials, Israel Security Services say, and Israel Police and Domestic Intelligence say the man was twice smuggled into Iran and received payment to carry out missions. In a joint statement, they say the suspect was a businessman who had lived in Turkey and had Turkish contacts who had helped get him to Iran. The U.S. State Department has rejected claims of CIA involvement in an alleged plot to kill Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro, after Venezuelan authorities say they had arrested 6 foreigners, including a U.S. Navy SEAL. The State Department called the allegations categorically false, adding in a statement that the United States continues to support a democratic solution to the political crisis in Venezuela. Interior Minister Dios Dado Cabello claimed that the alleged plot was led by the CIA and aimed at assassinating Maduro. In sports, Getafe has set a high transfer fee for Nigerian sensation Crisantus Uche following his impressive start to life in the Spanish top flight. The young midfielder has become the sensation of the club this season and has been tipped to leave the club in the upcoming transfer market. Uche joined the Madrid-based club just a few weeks ago from Spanish third-tier side Celta for a meager €500,000 and has become one of the most outstanding players in just 5 matches into the La Liga campaign. The ongoing Flying Eagles screening exercise meant to select players for the 2024 WAFL B Under-20 Championship scheduled for October and November in Togo has been hijacked by government officials. According to some of the players undergoing the selection process at the FIFA Goal Project in Abuja, on the condition of anonymity for fear of being victimized, the exercise has been completely taken over by the infiltrators, leaving the Aliu Zubairu-led technical crew confused. As we end the Global TV News Express, let's take a look at some of our top stories. Federal government has said employers paying below 70,000 naira risk jail term. In business, federal government has moved to explore Nigeria's deep seabed for solid mineral mining. And in sports, we told you, INA set for Nottingham Forest contract extension. And that's it on the News Express, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to air on NigeComSat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.